application. But cool. So what do you think you would hit from this screen? Yeah, you can like touch it and interact with it, and then only some of the buttons link to the next thing. So, and you hit go. Awesome. And then the things that light up in green are things that are linked to different screens. So, yeah, awesome. And just as you're going through it, like, are things seeming simple, or like they wouldn't actually get at the problem, or any thoughts you're having as you do it?
I think that, so far it's been user-friendly, let me see, but, like, now track your healing each day. It's if I say next, then I know what it's expected me to do. Export your timeline through email. It's like I'm a little bit confused what timeline I'm supposed to be exporting through my email, but let's see. So I think this is just showing me what the different, I guess, things that you can do with this. But there was nothing, I didn't really know, because it said, import your timeline. Like, what timeline are you talking about? So maybe it's just showing me, what's the different things that you can do with the app. I'm guessing. Yeah. So it looks like that's what it's showing.
Yeah.
So it would have been helpful to have maybe like a preamble to the, to this.
Mm-hmm.
Because now I realize that that's what it's doing,
Yeah, that's really, we don't have any sort of like intro or telling you that this is like a tutorial also.
Yeah.
We just kind of go. That's something we will add.
So, and then now, I guess the tutorial is over because I don't see anything else.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see anything else blinking. But, an end of tour or end of, a beginning of tour, end of tour type thing.
Okay, cool. That's really important.
Yeah, because now I'm just like, okay, what do I do? Let's change bandage. So now I'm like, So given this is discharge instructions, so this is what I'm supposed to do today. Clean bandage. So I've done the clean bandage today.
Yeah, so we don't actually have that content, but that's exactly, by clicking on it would bring that up.
We'll bring it up. Okay. Let's go to the wedding. I see. Okay.
Does that seem helpful or kind of silly, or?
I think that a lot of times when people leave, they want more information, and sometimes you're like stuck, like going online and all that. But if this will be a discharge instruction that will be zoned into that particular patient. So pretty much it's customized for that particular patient, then that's very helpful. And I think definitely people would, want to download it. The only thing I say I agree, you have to be pretty user-friendly, because even though people do have iPhones, not a lot of people know how to navigate things. So, and I think it's definitely something worth having, but then obviously, like, you'll have to with time expand on what your discharge is. Maybe you think of like the most common things people come here for, will be a good way to start, since there's a vast array of what they come in for. But I think it's pretty cool. I think definitely this is a prototype, but the transition to the tour, or maybe just something saying, click here to begin the tour, will be very helpful, so that you're beginning that tour and then end of tour, and now you have the app, because I was a little confused about that. But otherwise, pretty cool.
Cool. And so in like, right, I don't know if it makes sense to press this to go back to the home screen. Does that necessarily, not really, or yes?
Yeah, it does. I think, you see here and it's home, But another thing is people have to be aware of what the app is for. Because I know you said it was for discharge instructions, but then when I started going through, I was like, oh, is it just something that, is it more just, just tells me do this, or it's just like a daily, because it looks like it's more like today you're supposed to do this and do that, tomorrow you're supposed to do this and do that, but which is pretty cool, but I wasn't even aware of it. When you said just discharge instructions, I'm thinking like something is going to pop up that's going to tell me, if you ever have a headache, come back to the emergency room or, whatever the case may be. So that's really, really, really nice, actually, because it kind of gives you like a day by day what to do. So that's really helpful. I mean, the home screen obviously is very, very helpful because most people know this means going back home, no matter where you are, So, and it gives you a checklist too. So that's really good.
Is there anything like on here that you particularly like want to click on, or that you think, I don't know, like draws your eye, or if you or if you're thinking of like the questions that a patient has when they leave?
Yeah. So this would be for you to write.
Yeah.
Like,
so you would you would like select them and then
go back home. So I guess I'm just being the prototype. And I'm like, oh, how do I go back home? Oh, there we go. That's what it was. Because I was like clicking on home, thinking it'll bring me back to the home page. So
that's also interesting because there's a submit button, but it's in a really weird place.
I know.
So after you do that, you can do that, and that also takes you home. But it wasn't. Yeah. So that's, I don't know. That's another thing that we will change.
Yeah, because I mean, typically you're used to like submit.
Yeah.
Right there, So it's like a really odd place, I agree. And this would take you back. But this home button should be able to take you back home, or if not, don't put it in at all. Because then it's like a confusing, because you're thinking, oh, what did I just do? I need to go back, But there's back there, too. So either take the home out completely.
And what do you think about, like, the learn button? You didn't press on, weren't that interested in that?
Because I don't know what I was supposed to learn. So I didn't even look at it at all. So my opinion would be maybe learn more about, or maybe replacing with another word, but because I didn't even look at it, because I was like, I thought it would probably be more like a help button. I thought it was like going to be a help button for, whatever is going on.
About the app itself?
About the app itself, not necessarily to learn about my cut. So that's why I didn't even bother taking a look at it. Yeah.
That's really helpful feedback, actually.
So that's why I'd never even looked at it. So I don't know, because, you do have such a small space, but another word that will be eye-catching. Maybe, I have no idea, since I'm not that creative.
It's really hard. It's like, we've, like, coming up with, like, the words to put on all of these different buttons and things and doing it small is, like, really difficult.
I can imagine.
So, like, the more we get to talk to people, the more we get to narrow it down.
Because, like, Check Hub, I think, that you can always figure out. The learn, and just like, I thought it was just more like help. Even though that's not, learn doesn't mean help, but that's what I just said.
Yeah, if it was like about your cut or something like that, that would be more more logical.
And then, so this would be, you can take a picture. You can take a picture of it, but if you take a picture of it, what do you do with it?
So it just it stores it on your timeline so that you could show it to your doctor, and then you can watch it heal, so you take a picture the first day, the second day, the third day.
That's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea. I think this is a very neat app because, a lot of people need that day-to-day. This is a question we always get. When I go home, what do I do? What if this happens? What do I do? What if that happens? What do I do? Half of the time they forget it. Half of the time we don't usually, we try to put in the discharge instructions, but you're busy, so you just click on the generic discharge instructions and just hope that they're there. So I think this will be very helpful, actually.
Cool.
Yeah, I like it.
Great. So helpful needs a little bit more like usability stuff going in there and like introduction.
But I think the interface itself was pretty cool, you know. But I think definitely, you know, I got confused with like the discharge instructions, and I was like, oh, you know, I was like, timeline, what does that mean? You know, so maybe like a day-to-day, you know, a day-to-day like discharge instructions. But when you say timeline, what do you mean by timeline anyway? You know?
Yeah, I guess just because that seemed like it seemed to make sense to me because it was just like things like different dates on a line, right? And things you do yesterday and the day after. But that doesn't make sense. That's totally the point of like us doing these sort of things.
So it's gonna be like a timeline to killing or day-to-day.
But cool. I will stop at that.